My name is Barry Cunningham. I'm a real estate investor here in South Florida, and I've been buying and selling houses for 20 plus, 25 plus years. And something big happened today. Not sure what it is, not sure if you guys are aware of it, but something really big happened today. And I think if everything that we've been seeing is going to come true, they've been telling us it's coming, it's here. I bet you, let's see, it's about 2:35 right now. I bet you by 5 o'clock p.m. today, things in South Florida, the economy in South Florida is going to change in ways that you never even imagined.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
So by now you know what I'm talking about. I am talking about the inauguration of the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden. No more arguing, no more fighting, no more anything. Time to suck it up if you didn't vote for him and be ready if you did, because we're all going to get to live under his ideology at this point. Luckily for some of us, you're tuned in here and you're going to see some of the information. You're going to find out a good deal about Survivin Biden. That's the title of today's show, Survivin Biden. You see, I've been building up to this one episode, building up to today for the last 3 months. I didn't know who was going to be inaugurated on January 20th, 2021. I didn't have a crystal ball. Doesn't matter who I favored. What matters is we're here now. And I outlined all along to you what was going to happen when candidate A or candidate B were elected. Now we know for sure, game over, it's on. You better be ready. So what is there to survive? Well, things are going to be a lot different. And so let you take a look at this. This is from CBS News, and they're talking about the very first day of executive orders that Joe Biden is going to put in place. And some of them are quite substantial. So you roll down here, and it says on his first day, Joe Biden, that's today, excuse me, is expected to sign 17 executive orders, 17 executive actions, 15 will be executive orders. And you can scroll down here, and here's the COVID response. He's going to be calling for a nationwide face mask and social distancing mandate in federal buildings, federal lands, and by federal employees and contractors. You see, we're still under state rule for the most part. He's going to obviously put pressure on DeSantis down here in the Florida region. But, you know, unless you're in a federal building or you're a federal employee, you can't really mandate you to wear a mask. That'd be something that the governor would have to do. So we're kind of okay there. Let's see, he's going to restructure the federal government to coordinate the COVID-19 pandemic, yada, yada, and he's with different things he's going to do. He's going to rejoin the World Health Organization, the WHO, send them a bunch of your money. But here is what you need to pay attention to. I told you this was coming. I made a number of videos about where were landlords going to be. Well, today, remember, this is one of the things he's going to do today. He's going to extend the current CDC eviction and foreclosure moratorium until at least March 31st. At least March 31st. He's also been talking and pushing it through September. So this thing is going to be a rapidly evolving thing. It's just going to keep pushing the evictions back further and further. There's no doubt that it's just going to go beyond March 31st. But now, here we are, mid-January, and we're already looking at an additional 2 months just right off the bat. Just starting today. I'm telling you, by 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock p.m., boom, here comes a new mandate. people are not going to have to pay until at least March 31st. That sounds like a lot of fun. You're a landlord, isn't it? Sounds like a lot of fun. So that, and of course the student debt and all that kind of stuff. He's going to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement, which is going to cost you more money in your taxes. Look for gas prices to go up as a Keystone pipeline, yada, yada, yada. I'm not even going to go through the rest because this is a real estate channel. And we're talking here about making money, keeping money, and prospering. So with your gas prices going up, with taxes being levied to send money to the WHO and to join the climate accord and things of that nature, and with the imminent devaluation of the dollar, you're going to have to know how to survive Biden and still prosper. And so when we get back from the break here, I'm going to talk to you about, what's the guy's name? Anthony Pompliano did a video. So we're going to go through that and talk about it because it's so on point. I was going to talk about it, but he does it, so I can just go ahead and narrate it. We're going to do that as soon as we get back.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
And like the commercial just said, if you're looking to do a deal, you want to look at parking some money, get involved in some properties down here in South Florida, please, by all means, give me a call. I'd love to partner with you. We're building quite the network of people right now so we can take down some properties and do some things, because it's going to get bumpy for a lot of people. With the eviction and moratorium being pushed back now to March 31st, we're almost reaching 12 months where people haven't had to or won't have to pay their mortgage or pay rent. 12 months. It's going to keep going. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't need a crystal ball. Don't need it. He's telling us. He's going to push it back to at least March 31st. That's just on day one. So brace yourself, buckle up. It's time to understand that there are going to be a lot of people out there who are terrified. A lot of people. There are going to be a lot of landlords looking to jump ship. And as Warren has said, it's time to be greedy. It's time to be greedy and to be unashamed about being greedy. Unashamed. Let other people worry about that. You need to make some money. So, one of the things that Biden has talked about, I'm sure you've seen this, where he wants to raise the minimum wage so that hardworking people earn at least $15 an hour. I have a question. If you're forcing people to pay $15 an hour, they're not really earning it. That's not how this works. You know that, right? You're telling businesses that they have to pay people $15 an hour. And then you're saying at the same time that people are earning it. So what do you think is going to happen to a lot of business owners that are forced to pay people $15 an hour? You think that, they're either going to lay off some people, lose their business with, possible not being able to afford things? You think some of them are maybe landowners, or you think some of them, landlords, or some of them are homeowners that are going to have to get out of the mortgages that they're in? Yeah, absolutely. You see, yesterday, I took a ride down to Wilton Manors. Nice area. Very nice area. And I saw an REO that was listed. And I'm like, this is pretty interesting. An REO in Wilton Manors. You don't see a lot of those. But then I clicked the button and I said, show me all of the other properties within 1 mile that are in foreclosure. I was floored. There were 124 properties within 1 mile of the REO I went to go see that are already in some stage of foreclosure. Now here's the kicker. out of those 124 properties that are in some stage of foreclosure, only 3 of them were listed. That's it. Only 3 of them were listed. Again, you don't need the crystal ball. The data's all there. You've got it sitting there in front of you. You just need to work it. And so when you've got 99% of the foreclosed properties, not foreclosed, in foreclosure, just sitting there, not being listed, people aren't trying to do anything. In fact, this REO still has, check this out, this is really cool. Well, depending on how you look at it. The bank took the property back, and at the property are the owner, his wife, and because it's a triplex, there's 3 units full of people, none of whom have been paying rent. And the bank just said, hey, listen, you're going to have to buy this property and you're going to have to deal with these tenants. We just want to sell it. We want to liquidate it. That's some serious deal making at that point. That's a bank just going, we're out. Give us an offer. Let us know what you want to do. Take a bid on this, and good luck. You can't get in to see it. No inspection period. You don't even know how this thing is configured. Just pay us. That's where we are, people. That we are at a position where some of these banks are, if you're lucky enough to go through a foreclosure, don't even care. Just give me an offer. This property that I looked at is probably worth close to $750,000. The bank is looking for an offer of $350,000. Just you take care of it. Your problem. I don't want to know about code violations. I don't want to know about tenants. I don't want to know about moratoriums. You guys run with it. So, of course, we put an offer in on it, so we'll see what happens. But that's where we are now. Again, no crystal ball. That's just pure data. Pure data. Now, other people are going to look at this and they're going to get on Twitter and they're going to scream and bitch and moan about, oh my God, what do we got to do? You have to shake that off. As of today, I'm no longer getting on Twitter. I'm no longer getting on Facebook except for doing these videos. I'm 100% laser focused. The time is right now. The time is right now. We've got a new president in office sitting there today who's warming his pen up, and he's about to sign some things. They're going to change the economy for quite some time. Now, if you're an investor and you're looking to make some money, you're going to listen up here because this is really, really important. Survivin Biden means you have to be prepared to work around the devaluation of the United States dollar. What does that mean? Well, if they're getting into all these programs like the climate change accord and they're giving out money to the WHO and all these different things, that means the dollar is going to plummet, the value of the dollar. That piece of paper that we use to buy and sell things is going to plummet because they're going to print more of it. You understand that? Simple supply and demand. A dollar is currency. A dollar is a commodity. People buy and sell currencies. So if you're printing more currency, you're increasing the supply, yet you're not increasing the demand per se. You're just printing money. You might as well be playing Monopoly, and who knows how long you can do that. We're talking about people getting another $2,000 or another $1,400. We're talking about paying off student loans. We're talking about eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. We're talking about giving aid to countries beyond the United States again. That's fine. That's what people voted for. I'm an American. I'm in on it. But now you need to know how to survive Biden. Surviving Biden is going to make it you are compelled to understand now how to navigate the labyrinth that is where we are. You just can't sit back and say, I'm not participating. You're going to get run over. So as an investor, I don't want to have to look into a crystal ball. I've got all my data now. I know what's coming. Do you? So let's go ahead and begin looking a little bit at Anthony, what's his name here? Anthony Pompliano's video, which I just think is amazing as we begin to talk about Survivin Biden. Hope you guys are ready. Okay, this is awesome. I found it yesterday afternoon, and I've been watching it probably 2 or 3 times because I was going to actually say these things, but sometimes when you see other people saying it, it makes it easier for you to understand. So let's listen here.
All right, next.
Janet Yellen, U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's nominee to run the Treasury Department, will tell the Senate Finance Committee on Tuesday that the government must act big with its next coronavirus relief package. What does that mean? It was outlined in a $1.9 trillion.
You guys.
Okay, so first of all, if you're not knowing who Janet Yellen is, she was involved. I think she ran chairman of the Federal Reserve. Now she is going to be Biden's Treasury Secretary. And she came out yesterday during her hearing about becoming the Treasury Secretary and said, hey, we got to spend some money. We've got to do all these things. We just got to keep spending. So here Anthony's going to be talking about that.
Go to your living room, kick back in the recliner, grab a Bud Light, and just chill out. Because for the next 4 years, they're going to print so much money.
Bingo. They're going to print money. That's just what I told you. That's what's coming. In order to make these different policies and plans happen, they have to be paid for. Now understand, if there's not enough people right now paying taxes, meaning a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people closed their businesses, come April 15th, we're looking at a bloodbath. Where's the government going to get all the money for all these programs that they want to set out? Well, they're going to have to print money. And that's scary.
Also,
they're going to just
guys, the coronavirus relief
print more.
Is about money right now. I thought it was like something else.
No, they're going to print another $1.9 trillion.
I thought it was giving people some cough drops, something. No,
they want to give people $2,000 a month. That's what they want to give them. Forget cough drops. We'll give you $2,000 a month. The reason why I put this in here is Janet Yellen, who is the former head of the Federal Reserve, is going to become the Treasury Secretary. She's going to go in front of the Senate Finance Committee and testify today. And what she's going to basically say is, hey, we need to get very serious about preventing another market downturn. But these...
Yeah, and that's exactly what she did. She went into the halls of Congress that were surrounded by military people and said, hey, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to spend more money. That's my plan. If she was a firewoman, firefighter, fireman, whatever, her thing is just to keep pouring more gas on the fire. There's no solution. That's the thing. Everybody in politics who's not in business has ideas on how to fix this. Well, the easiest fix would just let people open their businesses and let the market run. But no, they're going to come in here with UBI and all these different things to try and fix it. Let's listen some more here.
People have lost their minds. They're going to print money and print money and print money and print money. They're going to devalue the dollar, and all you have to do to look like a genius from an investing standpoint, which is the next topic, which is educate yourself. You just got to be long investable assets.
Exactly. So what he's about to tell you is don't play the game. Don't play the monopoly game and worry about cash. Worry about being the person that someone's going to land on so you can collect. You know, when we all played Monopoly, Boardwalk and Park Place were the pieces of property that we had to have. We wanted Boardwalk and Park Place. But those other places are valuable now too, especially today. Especially as we're moving forward into this crazy time of spend through dollars at it and all this other kind of stuff. Investing, where you're actually working with commodities rather than consumption, creating instead of consuming, that's going to be the ticket moving forward.
That's it. This is how it works. there's dollars. You get paid in dollars. If you hold those dollars, they are going to devalue them, meaning that it will take more dollars in the future to buy certain assets, goods, or services.
Okay, so really quickly, one of the first things you can see about that is that it's January 20th. Watch what happens with gas prices over the next 30, 60 days. People are going to be shocked. Your dollar that's being devalued is not going to buy as much in the future as it's buying now. Anything that's being trucked in, anything that they're going to levy taxes on, watch what happens with your beef, your groceries, things that you're going to have to use that dollar for, because the person who's accepting that dollar is now realizing that dollar is not nearly worth as much.
If you sit in the dollars, you will become poorer. You will lose your purchasing power. If, when you get paid dollars, you either consume goods and services or you invest the money, you will protect yourself. Now,
what makes this so good for me is I'm not sure what their ages are, but they're obviously younger people. And they're trying to tell their following, which he's got a decent following, that don't fall for the trap. Get off of Twitter, stop watching some of these shows, and don't fall for the $300 pair of Nikes. Don't fall for the extensions that you want to go out and spend money on. Don't fall for this stuff, because you watch what the mantra is going to be. Here's $2,000 for you to, UBI, for Universal Basic Income. Here's $2,000 for you to live your life. And what are people going to do? They're going to go out and spend that on crap. And so he's telling these millennials, and I'm telling you, that dollar is not going to be worth as much. So instead of putting it in something that's going to devalue very quickly, you're never going to see a return on a new pair of sneakers. You're never going to see a return on hair extensions. So what can you do with $2,000 per month, possibly, they're talking about, that can put you in a different situation than you are now?
consumption means that money's going out. Investing means that money's going out, but it's growing for you. So if you're smart, what you will do is you will spend less than you make. You will get out of debt. You will make sure that you've got multiple streams of income. You will make sure...
Whoa. He just blew people's minds. Can you imagine telling people today, spend less than you make? I'm on a diet. Eat less than you expend. It's a very novel concept. You just have to follow along. Just do it. Spend less, cut back, keep the money, do something with it. You also just spoke about having multiple sources of income, multiple sources of revenue. Well, what's a good way to have multiple sources of revenue? Tick, 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 boom, rental property. Boom, 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 Section 8 rental property where the government is paying for it. You got to think bigger than what some of these people think. Don't just put money in a CD. That's not going to do anything for you. You've got to use leverage. You got to figure out a way to amplify the money you have available for you. And you got to diversify. You got to have more than one stream of income. So you've got your flipping, you've got your Section 8 rentals, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm also doing some e-commerce stuff. I want to have a multiple way of making money moving forward.
You're out of cash and into investable assets, and then you'll chill out. You get a beer, you sit in the recliner, you're still patient and disciplined for a couple of years, and you're going to be just fine. So guess what? Stop trying to be smarter than the market. Just do what rich people do. Rich people get paid. They spend less than they make. They make sure that they aren't in debt, like consumer debt, credit card debt, all that kind of stuff. And then they go and they invest. Go invest your assets.
Yeah.
And the federal...
You have to invest. You have to understand that in order to be in a position to be surviving Biden, as I call it, don't be what everybody else is going to be. Don't be the person with the handout just waiting to be fed. There's going to be a long line of those people. There's going to be an exhaustive amount of effort, time, and money to tell you that's what you need to do. Just be a part of the system. The system will take care of you. If you do that, you're done for. You're absolutely done for. Right now, day one, with what's coming, you need to get set up so that you can move forward in this new Biden economy. So let's listen.
Reserve, the Treasury Secretary, and the President of the United States is going to make you rich. They're going to make you rich if you have investable assets. I don't care what.
Boom. So he's absolutely right. Investable assets. What's an investable asset? Obviously, some people believe in Bitcoin. I don't, but that's an investable asset. Obviously, real estate, potentially art, things that can create value, can create wealth. Things that as people look at them, these are things that you have as an asset. Gold. My wife, you may not know, but my wife loves gold. Most women do. And gold is going to shoot through the roof. Don't believe me, just chart it. Start seeing what gold goes. You see, the less value in the dollar, the higher the gold price. And so as we begin to devalue the dollar bill, gold is going to go up tremendously. It's a compelling tenet of economics. Watch the gold market very carefully.
Investable assets you have, gold, real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, it's all going to go up because they're going to devalue the dollar. So if you want Joe Biden to make you rich, if you want Janet Yellen to make you rich, if you want the government to make you rich, go invest, and hold.
Invest. Exactly. So that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get people ready to invest. Some people aren't going to be ready. They're going to be in the bread lines. They're going to be out there with their hand out looking for the UBI. Don't be that person. If you get $2,000 from the government and you really don't need it, do something with it. Partner with some people, get some Bitcoin. Put it, give me a call. I mean, shit, excuse me. Give me a call. We'll figure out how we can get you in a deal. Make money work for you. Don't work for money. I need to put that on a t-shirt. Make money work for you. Don't work for money. Don't be employed by the money. Make the money work for you. You can go ahead and quote me on that. Go ahead and tweet. I don't care.
Those assets for a long period of time, and they're going to devalue the dollar, and you're going to be rich.
Was that educate yourself? Was that the last topic?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, by the way, that was the Economics 101 course, just so we're all clear. And
he's right. When you look at the Common Core and the crap that they're teaching our kids in school, this is a basic tenet. What I've just been talking about for the last 40 minutes is a basic tenet of economics. The devaluation of the dollar is going to cause real estate and gold, some stocks, to do some really funky things moving forward. Really funky things. And so you need to be prepared and be able to take advantage of that as that stuff begins to happen.
School going to tell you all that. What they're going to tell you is all garbage. That was a real quick education.
He sounded street on some people, and he basically just told everybody where things were. But it's so true. It's something that a lot of people are going to need to hear moving forward. If you have any ability to survive Biden and what's coming, you need to begin putting your money in investable assets. Real estate is my chosen investable asset. To me, that's where things are going to be most stable. There are going to be a lot of people who need to have property sold. There are going to be a lot of people who need new housing. So at this point, especially here in South Florida, the economy in South Florida that has existed for a long time on tourism and different things of that nature, now you can get in with the real estate. Get in with the real estate and begin positioning yourself to take advantage of this. There's going to be a lot of realtors out there who are sitting on listings that all of a sudden they can't sell. There's going to be landlords with properties where tenants aren't paying. There's going to be banks with REOs that they have on their books, non-performing assets that they have to get rid of. This is money time, people. It's money time. So be prepared. Get yourself educated, like Anthony just said in that video. Understand that you can survive this and you can thrive during this period of time. Not just survive, you can thrive. One of the guys that taught me about real estate years ago, and that was Bill Leon. He worked at the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. I think he founded it. But we make money, and it doesn't matter what kind of market it is. Anybody can make market in a hot market. Anybody. But now comes the time where the mechanics get involved and learn how to make money in a bad market. Remember, this is what we were waiting for. We needed to be ready when others were fearful. We needed to be ready when it was time to seize. It's time, people. Today, he's going to sign this order or these orders that go ahead and push the eviction moratorium back to March 31st. It's only going to get worse for some people from there and better for those who know what they're doing and want to navigate the path of survive and bite. I love that. Survive and bite. I'm going to get a t-shirt. I'm definitely going to print those shirts up. I'm going to sell those too. So you'll see them available. $19.99. Survive and bite. 2021, baby. Hope you're ready. Talk to you tomorrow.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.